So I've had a number of shareholders ask about our long-term strategy for graphite on the Eyre Peninsula and what do I mean by that. So I'd like to answer that question if I may. So to explain what I mean, well, we really need to zoom out and look at the longer term and wider worldview around the graphite markets. So, as you know, the graphite markets are pretty low at the moment. The price is low, mainly due to oversupply of synthetic graphite from China. But what does the graphite market look like in 5 years from now? And, all the projections that are given by the various agencies and including our potential offtake partners is that the demand for graphite, particularly for lithium-ion batteries, looks in all cases like it's going to outstrip supply. So we're seeing now in the market a rationalisation of those parts of the industry that are producing battery anode material at relatively high cost. They're getting cut out of the market and those operations are no longer profitable. So they're falling by the wayside, and the amount of supply into the graphite markets is starting to drop off. Now, there's still the Chinese synthetic graphite supply, but a lot of that is becoming uneconomic as well. So that's starting to drop out of the supply curve as well. So what we're seeing, in the longer term is that demand will outstrip supply, and we're preparing ourselves for a quick early mover advantage. So we are looking at the things we can do that are relatively low cost for iTech at the moment, where we don't have to spend a lot of our exploration dollars, but can have a big impact on how quickly we can move to development down the track. So what you generally see with a lot of graphite deposits around the world and the companies that are trying to develop them is while the graphite markets are running hot and the price is high, they quickly go out and they drill out their resource and they put that out to market and get a good response on their share price as a result. But a lot of the critical factors that are needed to get a project into development are largely overlooked. And so the critical factors that I'm talking about are things like the metallurgical test work to make sure that you can produce a high quality concentrate and battery anode material. They're only done in 1 or 2 locations. They're not done across the whole deposit. So we're using this time where there's not so much pressure on developing the project or drilling out a resource to identify all those critical failures in our projects and make sure they're dealt with. We're doing the metallurgy to make sure that we can get any of those individual deposits into development, because we know we've got the metallurgy done. We're also sending samples of that material off to our offtake partners so it can get pre-qualified and hopefully get offtake deals in place. We're doing short-term drilling programs here at Balumbah that will give us a pathway that we can quickly add new resources at low cost and expand our resource base. So when it comes to development and when the market supports it, when the graphite price is there and the demand is there, we can hit the button on development. At the moment, the capital's not there to be able to spend a lot of money in developing the graphite projects, but we can remove all those hurdles, identify all the red flags to development right now at low cost and when we've got the time, so that when the market supports it, we've got that first mover advantage in getting our projects into development and the lowest timeline to getting those mines operational as possible. So as a junior, we recognise that we need to have a balanced portfolio and we can't just look long term. And the question is, what are we doing for our share price in the short term? And we see our Reynolds Range project as being the best path forward to expend our current exploration dollars in supporting the iTech share price in the short term. So, the gold price is at all-time highs, the demand for copper is looking really good. So we have gold and copper-gold prospects up there at Reynolds Range, which we can undertake drilling on in the short term and really, hopefully get news flow around copper, gold and gold exploration in the short term. And then there's of course the lithium exploration up at Reynolds Range as well. We acquired that project for $100,000 and we've managed to turn around a deal with SQM where we've got that multiples of that money paid back already. It's a multi-million-dollar deal with hopefully $2 million coming in the next few months to support our exploration at Reynolds Range. So we believe the iTech exploration portfolio has a really good balance of short-term potential with our copper and gold projects at Reynolds Range and our longer-term value adding with graphite projects on the Eyre Peninsula. Hopefully that answers your question. If you have any more questions for us, iTech, then please send them through. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and to our email list to get the latest information.